Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. My name is Fifi. Today we're going to chill. We're going to have a chill video because I haven't read any books. Okay, well, no, that's a lie. I had this thing planned out for August that didn't go according to plan, but I still am reading books. It's just that I planned something, like I planned a TBR. I ended up reading completely different books, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to share that yet. So I've been wanting to do this video for ever since I saw it. One of my favorite YouTubers with Cindy. I feel like if you're in booktube, you are a fan of Cindy. She did a tier ranking of fan fiction tropes in her channel, and I came across the tweet that she saw. I was so intrigued, I wanted to do it. And I'm sure there are a lot of other videos with like this, but I haven't watched any of them because I want to watch them after I do it myself, because I don't want to get influenced by anybody's preference, because I usually tend to, I don't know, I tend to adapt to people's opinions of things, but this time I really want to make it my own. This tier ranking was made by a Crimson Daisy from Twitter. Her name is Linda. Linda, thank you so much for this tier maker ranking thing. The ranking she used is different from the one that I will be using, so this is the one that I came up with. So on the top we have Me Please. Now when it comes to fan fiction, I mean, people write it because they want things to happen to them. Let's be real. I wrote a fan fiction about myself and Harry Styles when I was in high school. I even used my name. I used my entire family. I changed nothing. Like my last name, everything was in that fanfiction. And when we read stuff, we just really want things, well, I just want things, you know, I can't speak for you. I just want things to happen to me. That's the reason why I read books. That's the reason why I read fanfiction. My life is so boring, I want to spice it up with something that's not real. So the top tier are tropes that I want to happen to myself. Like, I imagine myself in that situation. I kind of wish that this would happen to me in the future, or if I meet my significant other, this would, I don't know. The next tier is yes. And it's just a yes because I love it. I super am for it, but it's different from Me Please because sometimes there are tropes that I love, but I don't want to happen to me. I don't want to be put in that situation, but I love reading about it. I love exploring the genre or the trope in general. Third is I'll read it, and this means I will read it, but I don't necessarily have to love it or be super into it. And I have a lot of examples. I won't say it now. Fourth tier is the gray area. And this is kind of a depends on execution kind of thing. But I guess it's kind of the same as I'll read it. But then again, it's, I don't know. It's basically depending on execution. And for the last and final tier, it's just a nah. You know, now for me, we will not trope shame anybody. If you like this trope, girl, boy, just go. Like it. Love it even. I am an advocate of like what you like, love what you love. If you're not hurting anybody or stepping on anybody's toes or discriminating anybody, just go. Do it. I'm going to try to squeeze in some recommendations, and I don't want to keep it at fanfiction. I want to also mention books. Oh, also, by the way, I have some tropes that I found that I want to include in this thing, but is not included in the tier maker, so I'm just going to insert them at the end. But yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's just start. Okay, so first we have ABO. Now, if you don't know what ABO is, it means Alpha, Beta, Omega, and I like this trope. Okay, no one come for my throat, but I love, well, do I love it? I don't know, there's something about that power dynamic that tickles my fancy, not gonna lie. If you're not familiar with this one, it's usually a trope used in werewolf fanfiction or werewolf like stories. There's an alpha who is kind of the dominant, powerful character, and then you have a mate, or technically a soulmate that is meant for this alpha. And usually, well, in my case, I've read a lot of werewolf fiction on what I don't want to call it fan fiction because it's not really a fiction of of anything, but I read a lot of original werewolf stories on Wattpad back in the day when I was in high school. I was obsessed. I guess the whole concept of a soulmate, or there's just one person for you, is just so, like, I like it. I love that. I love how for each person in the universe, there is one that is destined for you, and it's kind of like a soulmate trope. So for ABO, there's sometimes it doesn't have to be a werewolf, like surrounding a werewolf plot line. There are ABOs that have just humans, but they have qualities that are dominant. I don't really know. I'm reading, okay, confession. I'm reading this ABO book called Baby and the Late Night Howlers by Kathryn Moon. It's a smutty book, so I mean, proceed with caution. I think the main argument against the ABO trope is it's used in a very sexist way where the male is the domineering one and the female is the submissive, but people are evolving. You know, that was high school. But now people have been writing ABOs where the male is the, where the female is the alpha. But the one I'm reading, Baby and the Late Night Howlers, is a reverse harem. So there's one omega, which is a woman, and then a lot of male alphas. It can be the other way around. It can be a male omega and a lot of female alphas, or there can be varying alphas, and I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. I'm taking too long with the ABO, but I like it. I don't think I would, do I want to be in an ABO situation? Maybe, okay, maybe I'll put it in me please if it's just maybe one alpha and me. But if it's, or like maybe I'm the alpha and, you know, you never know. But if it's a lot of people, I don't think I'm into poly, like for myself. I love reading it though, don't get me wrong. But for me, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, next we have Amnesia Fic. And I've read a few of Amnesia Fics, a lot of Harry Potter. Okay, sorry, disclaimer, a lot of the fanfiction I will be mentioning will probably be Harry Potter. But an Amnesia Fic, I guess, it depends on execution, so I'll put it in gray area. So, sometimes the angst gets too much. One Amnesia Fic I will recommend is, this is a Hinny Fic. Again, disclaimer, I'm a big Harry and Ginny fan. They're my #1 Harry Potter ship. So, Gone Was Any Trace of You by Anerb on Archive of Our Own. I will leave the link down below if you want to check it out. It's so good. It was Harry, I think, who forgot about Ginny. Or was it the other way around? But I remember loving this book so much. It also has a lot of angst. Which brings us to our next trope, angst. And yes, me please. I love angst. Oh my god. Okay, now that I think about it though, I don't know if I want it for myself or do I want it, do I just love reading about it? I'm a bit of a drama queen, so I mean, I'm a Leo, so maybe, yeah, maybe I do like it for myself. Were angsty books that I've read. Normal People by Sally Rooney. A lot of angst there, maybe too much. Another Hinny fanfiction, sorry. Seeking Ginny by Casca, and it's in fanfiction.net. This is one of my favorite Harry Potter fanfictions ever in the face of the earth. This was actually written before Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And I know if you've read the Harry Potter series, Ginny was only hinted maybe at the end of Order of the Phoenix, or maybe at the start of like we only saw Harry and Ginny dynamic, let's be real, Half-Blood Prince. Like we didn't see it anywhere. But this fic was written before Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and this author really just shipped Hinny together. And she predicted so many things that happened in the actual book that it makes me think if J.K. Rowling read this fic before she wrote Half-Blood Prince and the Deathly Hallows, because this is so good. Okay, next we have Arranged Marriage. Do I like this? I guess I'll read it. Not gonna lie, I've read a lot. I've read a lot of this, but now if you give me an arranged marriage, okay, you know what? I think I like it. I think I'll put it in yes, as long as it's consensual. Okay, no, that's a lie. A lot of these stories are not really consensual. But there are stories where they do it, you know, for, I don't know, for something, an incentive, or they will promised to divorce in like 2 years. I don't know. I've read a lot of this. So maybe, yes, I will read it. But I don't think I'd like to be in an arranged marriage. Baby fic! Me, please. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god, this is so freaking weird! Okay. Wow, I feel vulnerable right now. Okay, I know it's a thing in our generation where people don't want to have kids anymore. Like, a lot of people my age, a lot of my friends, they don't want kids, they don't want to get married, they don't want... And I respect that, I get that. And a big part of me, especially now, is already resigned to the fact that I might not get married, I might not have children, and it might not be the smartest thing to do because it's not exactly the most environmentally friendly thing. And the world is ending, so why would you have kids? Why would you do that to your kids, and why would you do that to yourself? But also, like, 80% of me is so... like, I'm longing for some domesticity in my life. I love kids. Again, unpopular opinion, a lot of people in my age group don't like children. But guys, I don't know. Have you guys watched, okay, this is not a book or a fanfic, but Life as We Know It with Kathryn Heigl and Josh Duhamel? If you're into this, I'm not forcing you, but a book I recommend on this is Hold On Tight by Abbi Glines, and this is the Dwayne and Sienna story. This is under the Seabreeze series by Abbi Glines. I love this series. I read this in high school. It's a bit... okay, not a bit. So cliche, so like typical romance where it's a friend group or like boys from the same town. It's a different couple per book, and there's so many of that right now. I also recommend Foolish by Tonksaholic. This is a Hinny fic. Oh my god, everything is a Hinny fic. And if you want a Wattpad story, this is an original, not like a fanfiction. The Dona Frio Donor by Kanye Interrupted Me. Okay, I'm realizing a lot of my recommendations are super smutty. But let's be real, a lot of fanfiction is smutty. And I think that's why we read fanfiction. I don't know, is that not why you read? Okay, never mind. Next is sharing a bed, and this is a me please. Oh, this is so classic. The most cliche trope, but so good, never gets old. What did I read with a sharing a bed? Oh, Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. That was so good. Bang or Die. Have I read a bang or die fic? Huh. Am I thinking what I think this is? Like, Bang or Die. Bang or Die is a fanfiction trope in which the author puts two or more characters into a situation that forces intimacy between them. Like many tropes, it can be and often is combined with others, such as sex pollen or aliens made them to do it and virginity sacrifices. I feel like I've read something like this before, but I probably didn't like it if I don't remember it, so maybe nah. Okay, body swap. Nah. I don't like body swaps. I have a distinct memory of reading something like this and not liking it. I don't remember for what, if it was an original or a book or a fanfiction, but I didn't like it, so no to body swap. Coffee Shop AU, this is cute. But sometimes, okay, not gonna lie, this can get a bit too boring for me. I've read a bit of coffee shop fanfictions. I feel like it's a thing that I would want to happen to me in real life. Like 100% I would want to meet a cute boy in a coffee shop. Isn't that everybody's dream? But reading it, I guess it depends on execution, so I'll put it in gray area. It depends if the author can spice it up a bit, make it funny or anything, because if it's just boring, I don't know. College AU, yes, I'll read it. I don't like, well, we'll get to that, but I don't like high school AUs, or maybe I've just outgrown the whole high school thing. A lot of it is super, like, I don't know, unrelatable to me now, and I guess because I just graduated college recently, it's still pretty fresh in my brain, college, but I'm slowly getting out of it. Okay, you know what? I'll put it in, I'll read it, because, yeah. Crack fic! Oh my gosh, wait. I don't know if I'm thinking about this correctly. Crack fic, a work of fanfiction that is absurd, surprising, or ridiculous, often intentionally. Isn't every fanfiction absurd, surprising, or ridiculous? Oh my gosh, I remember something. Okay, I'll put it in nah, because I'm not as adventurous as I think I am. But I remember, oh my god, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for mentioning this. Woo! But I remember this Harry Potter fan fiction that I read in high school, and I think that was my introduction to smut. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm never gonna mention this ever again. I'm just gonna mention it once. If you've read Sneaky Snape, if you know, you know, guys. If you know, you know, I swear. Comment down below if you've read Sneaky Snape. I just wanna know. Okay, you know what? Next topic. Crossover. Okay. I've read K-pop crossovers, like a BTS X17 ones, but I don't think I've read anything other than... Have I read? Okay, I'm open to it, so I guess I'll say yes. Dark fic, yes. And only because I read a super good Dark Lena fanfiction. I don't think I'd want to be in dark fic. Okay, that's kind of hot though. Major character death? Nah. Sorry. Canon divergence, yes. I super love canon divergence, especially if I didn't like the ending of something. Ruin and Rising. You know what? It's sometimes, or all of the time, it's better to divert from canon. Let's be real. Enemies to lovers. Okay. This is a... I'm in a debate with myself when it comes to this, because when I think about tropes, and if someone asks me, what are your favorite tropes? I would never say enemies to lovers as, like, my most favorite. Or I wouldn't even put it in my top 3. But then I was in this call with Viola and Julia, and I said this out loud, and they were like, what? You're 100% enemies to lovers, girl. All of the ships that you ship are enemies to lovers. But do I want to be... No, because there's sometimes there are fics where the enemies to lovers execution gets too much, where the other party is such a bully, and I don't like that. I don't like picking on insecurities. I don't like it. So I'll put enemies to lovers in a gray area. I feel like rivals to lovers would be more suitable for my taste, because there are some enemies to lovers that are just so cruel and mean. Rivals to lovers is better. Academic rivals to lovers, oh my god. I love academic rivals to lovers. So yeah, I guess under the umbrella, I can choose like sub-tropes within the enemies to lovers trope. There's so many books and fics to be recommended for this trope because it's highly and widely used. Recently, stuff I've read is, of course, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, which is, you know, the poster child or the poster book for enemies to lovers. We have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, obviously, and Shatter Me Trilogy by Tahereh Mafi. Next, we have Established Relationship. I'll put in nah. Where's the fun in reading about two people already in a relationship? What, are we gonna read about them fighting and going through, like, growth and development? I mean, that's fun in real life, but I don't know, not in books. Fairy Tale AU, I think could be fun. I don't think I've read, oh, no. I've read a Weasley twins Fairy Tale AU on Tumblr. I'll put it in, I'll read it. No harm in it. Oh, fake relationship! Oh my god, one of my favorite tropes, this. I'm gonna put fake relationship in me, please, because I want it. I crave it! What are fake relationship stories that I've read recently? She Drives Me Crazy by Quindlen. Oh my god, Chef's Kiss, Sapphic, fake dating romance. The Kiss Quotient by Helen and Hoang. Oh my god, this was so good. Oh my god! This trope makes my skin tingle. Fix It Fic. Huh. Isn't this a bit like canon divergence in a sense? Okay, if it is, I'll put it next to yes. Isn't this like if you don't like something in a story or in a book, you fix it? We have fluff, and I'll put this in me, please! Because who doesn't like fluff? I can't give a recommendation for fluff because almost every fan fiction or like fiction in general will have a fluffy scene. Okay, that's a lie. Maybe not every, but there will be snippets or small caves within a story that has a bit of fluff in it, and fluff doesn't always mean romance. It can also be with friends, with family. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune is one big fluffy book. Friends to Lovers. Okay, I'll put this in a gray area. I would have said nah, but Friends to Lovers is kind of an umbrella trope for a lot of sub-tropes, so there are executions that I think I like, okay, technically there are some, like for example, fake relationships who are friends to lovers. Like for example, two best friends dive into a fake relationship for some incentive and they're friends, but they fall in love. So that's friends to lovers. And I don't want to turn my back on that. So I'll put that in gray area, depending on execution. I feel like if you put this trope next to another trope, if you mix it with other stuff to spice it up, it can be good. Actually, a good friends to lovers recommendation I have is one of my favorite fanfictions of all time. Like, no joke, no exaggeration. This is my comfort fic, and it is a Wolfstar sports AU called Sweater Weather by Lumos in Love on Tumblr. It's a sports AU. Sirius Black and Remus Lupin are hockey players, but it's essentially a friends to lovers. They start out as friends, and they become lovers. I scream this fic to anybody. Like, to anybody who will potentially like Harry Potter or love Wolfstar. If you do, here. Genfic. Let's Google that. Fanfiction that does not focus specifically on romance or sex. Oh yeah, I love a good genfic. Yeah, I'll put it in yes. I recently wrote, am I exposing myself? I recently wrote like really indulgent genfic, I can call it genfic now, about Ginny Weasley and Sirius Black. Not a romance fanfic, like, don't get me wrong. It's about their relationship as like friends. Ginny is obviously in love with Harry, but I wanted to show kind of their relationship because Sirius Black was trapped inside Grimmauld Place for majority of Order of the Phoenix, and Ginny was there too, so I'm pretty sure there was some dynamic going on in there. I really wanted to explore that, so I wrote something about it. Very self-indulgent, but yeah, I love genfics. Fanfiction doesn't always have to be about romance. Her comfort! Let's put this, oh my god, wait, me please. I'm a basic girl. I'm a simple woman. I love it when partner A comforts partner B or vice versa. Historical AU. Yeah. I love historical fiction, so I guess I'll put it in yes. I haven't read a lot of historical AU fan fiction, but if it's historical fiction in general, yes. I definitely, one of my favorite tropes is historical fiction. High school AU, nah. I already mentioned this, really not into the immaturity of it all anymore. Huddle for warmth. Yes. What are examples of this? If two people are in a ski resort and they are super like frozen and they end up in a closet and person A has to put his jacket over person B, and I don't know, guys. This is classic. Humor is a me please. I love funny stories. I love it when there is good banter, and usually that's where the humor comes from. That's what makes it so funny. When authors are so good with dialogue and banter. In vino veritas. Drunken confessions. Okay, maybe I'll put this in yes. But I don't want to confess to someone drunk. Or I don't want someone to confess to me drunk. I don't know, it just feels so insincere. And I know it's a thing where if you're drunk, that's your most honest state. I don't know, no, not for me. Maybe I'll put it in, I'll read it. Because I guess it's fun to read. First kiss. Okay, like Friends to Lovers, this was like the first impulse was to put it in nah. But sometimes it's good. Guys, I don't know about you, but Harry and Ginny's first kiss was super bomb. Let's be real. So I'll put it in yes. Okay, I'll put it in gray area because it really depends on execution. Magic AU. I've never actually read a magic AU. Maybe I'll put it in gray area. It sounds pretty cool. In terms of fiction, like not an AU, like real fiction trope, I love magic stuff. I mean, obviously, I love fantasy. But in terms of AU, I guess it'll depend on execution, so I'll put it in gray area because, I don't know, magic systems are difficult to build. So I guess it depends on the author and the writing style or the whole magic system that they put up in place. Oh god, this one is straight to hell no. I hate miscommunication. I hate that trope. And I feel like us as a community of readers have had enough of this trope. You agree with me, right? It breaks my heart, especially if the characters have so much potential and the plot has so much potential, but then it falls into the miscommunication trap. Next we have missing scenes. I'll put this in yes, because I read a lot of this. On Tumblr, there are a lot of one-shots of people imagining things happening to their favorite characters in books, and I think missing scenes are primarily for side characters. So if there are characters in a book that you love that you don't really see much in the book, people make a lot of one-shots for that, or like mini-series for that, and those are missing scenes from the book, and I love that. Oh, guys. Who doesn't love mutual pining? Honestly, who doesn't? If you mix mutual pining with a bunch of other tropes, for example, mutual pining plus angst plus hurt comfort plus fake relationship plus sharing a bed plus huddle for warmth plus humor. This one is kind of... okay, I have to think about this. Sex pollen. Okay. I'm just gonna look up the definition of this, even if I know what it is, just to be sure. Sex pollen is a common fanfiction trope used to bring two characters together in a sexual encounter. It involves one or several characters becoming infected with a pollen, or some alien or magical plant, or they might be influenced in some other way. That causes them to lose inhibitions and or revs up libido, usually resulting in non-con sex, which may lead to dramatic guilt and misunderstandings or a resolution of UST. What is UST? Oh, unresolved sexual tension. Not gonna lie, I've read a few of these on Tumblr. Fanfiction about The Mandalorian, and one about Spencer Reid from Criminal Minds. I know. I mean, it's Spencer. Looking at my tier, I'll maybe put it in I'll read it. I guess if it's used for a lot of unresolved sexual tensions, I guess it can be fun. But the non-con, I will definitely not read anything like that. Pregnancy fic. You thought. I know I say I want children, but the idea of pregnancy still scares me. Like, don't get me wrong, I want a lot of kids, but the idea of having a baby inside my stomach and it coming out of my vagina, or having my vagina possibly sliced if I can't take it, is terrifying. But I can't lie and be a fake and say that I don't like reading about it. Also, pregnancy smut can be... I'm gonna stop. Next, PWP or smut with plot. I'm gonna put this in yes. You know what? A good one-shot is fun. A good spice is fun, especially if it's a book that didn't include any spicy stuff and fans write one-shots about them, or fics that are smutty. I'm all for that. Royalty AU? Gray area. I wouldn't say I wouldn't read it, so I'm very open to exploring that. I guess it just depends on the writing style and the pacing of the book. If it's slow, not for me. Slow burn! Me, please. Guys, who doesn't like slow burn? Okay, well, I guess if you're impatient, you wouldn't like this. But I love it. I love the angst that comes with a slow burn. Sometimes I even like it when it gets too tumultuous that you don't know if is this a slow burn or is this a tragedy? And in the end, that just makes it so fulfilling because you stayed. You stayed for a whole, like, 50 chapters. Soulmate AU is going to automatically me, please, because again, like I said, ooh, it's right under ABO. What do you know? I just love the concept of two people, like you have a person for you in this universe. And it's such a comforting thought to have, that you have that other human for you. I don't know. Cheesy! Time loop. Gray area. I don't know if I like this too much. I read, what is this? The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I don't want to, is that a time loop? Maybe not. But things that concern time, it really depends. Sometimes it bores me. And the thought actually bores me. Maybe because the concept of time is just so vast that I get impatient. Love triangle, I will put this, sorry, unpopular opinion, not for me. I hate love triangles. Okay, hate is a big term, but I really don't like it. Which is kind of absurd because I read a lot of books with love triangles, but I can say that I don't have the grandest time reading it. Or sometimes I discount the other person, like the third person, completely because I just want the two people. I don't like the angst that comes with it. I don't like the dilemma in, I don't know, I just don't like it. Unhappy ending? No. I mean, why would you read fanfiction if you will, I don't know. Unrequited love? Ooh. Is it like unrequited love from start to finish? Or unrequited love at the beginning and then the second person grows to love person A and yada yada yada? I don't know. I guess it depends on execution. I definitely will not put it in nah because I mean, I'm thinking about it, so I guess I will read it, so I'll just put it in gray area. Yeah! Here we are. Oh no, I have other tropes! I don't have the tags because this is not my tier maker, so I'll just put it like in editing. But I have sports AU, which I will put in me please. Guys, I love sports AUs. I love sports romances. I've only grown to love them because of the fic that I mentioned, Sweater Weather by Lumos and Love. I will also say it depends on execution, but it's never, I won't put it in gray area because I love it so much. I guess for me a good sports AU is it really incorporates a lot of the sport in it. It's not just, like the sport is not just a backdrop or an accessory to the story. It has to be essential. Sweater Weather by Lumos and Love had a lot of game commentary within the story. We saw competitions. By the way, it's a hockey AU. Did I mention that? I didn't. It's a hockey AU. So I actually grew to love hockey and start watching hockey because of this book. So it was fun. There were a lot of scenes of games. There were a lot of terminologies introduced. And if you're not a hockey fan or if you're not a sports fan entering a book, but then you come out of it a fan suddenly, that is what constitutes a good sports fic or a good sports story in general. We have harem or reverse harem. I'll put this in yes because currently, again, I'm reading Baby and the Late Night Howlers and I am loving it. So, but do I love harem? I'll put it in gray area. I haven't read a lot of harem. I've read quite a few reverse harem on Wattpad. The ones that I've read in high school were always like a bunch of brothers and then this girl lives in their house because her parents maybe passed away, but it's not necessarily all the brothers pining for her. But I guess if we talk about the legitimate literal term harem or reverse harem, all the like either women or men are pining for this one, either male or female. Again, it depends on execution. You know what? That was a lot. I said so many things, but I'm ending. Okay, you know what? Next. Student teacher. Maybe I'll put this in, I'll read it. I'm definitely not gonna read it if it's underage. Nope. But there are stories that I've read where the student and teacher are in the same school, but the teacher isn't directly teaching the student. They are not their student directly, you know what I mean? I think I'm okay with that. But if it's directly like classroom and he or she teaches, like, I don't know, I guess that makes me uncomfortable. So last but not the least is Mafia. I'll put this in yes. It's fun. It's fun reading about rich people taking care of you. I don't know. Is that strange? I guess there are just some that are too cruel or violent. Maybe I'm not for that. So I'll put it and I'll read it. I'm not super close-minded about it. Sometimes it can get, like the power dynamics can like tip off balance, I guess, which is the danger, but yeah, you know what? I'll read it. And here we have our tier ranking, and what does this say about me? For the things I don't like, I'm averse to extreme. So if it's extremely, like, I guess, overused or cliche, I don't like it. If it's extremely out of the box, I also don't like it. So I like my middle ground. Okay, to be honest, most of my gray area are fics that I haven't touched as much. So this can be changed. I'll read it. Is my A lot of the tropes I love are basic. I mean, we have angst, baby fic, sharing a bed, fake relationship, fluff, hurt, comfort, crossover, dark fic. Wow, I'm just looking at this thing. I'm not very interesting, am I? But this was fun, right? Did you have fun? I feel like this is actually a good reflective type of test. I don't know, I feel very attuned to myself now that I'm looking at this. Wow, this was a very spiritual experience. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what tropes that you're interested in. What tropes should I get into if I missed any tropes? Thank you so much for swimming by my channel, guys. I appreciate you if you're watching this because that's just awesome. Subscribe if you haven't yet and like this video if you do. No pressure, and I will see you next time. Okay? Bye! Good afternoon, good night, good morning, bye-bye.